Okay, good morning, everybody. My name is Judge Kim Malika. You're here today. Good morning. You're here today in First Appearance Magistrate Court. Today is not your trial day. Please do not talk about the facts of your case. We're going to determine probable cause and any release conditions. You also have the right to an attorney. We have Mr. Romero at the main jail, and we have Mr. Reedy to my right in the courtroom from the Public Defender's Office.
Judge, they can't hear you at the main jail.
Hello? Can you hear me? It's on. Can anybody hear me at the main jail? Raise your hand.
Judge, are you speaking?
Yes, I am. My lips are moving.
Hello?
Hi.
Oh, there you are. Okay, got it. I can hear you a little bit now.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can now.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Is it going in and out?
The microphone, for some reason, keeps on cutting a little bit off and on right now.
All right, let me know how it sounds now.
Okay, now it's constant. Your last sentence was constant.
Okay, good. All right, I'll start again. Let me know if you can't hear me, okay?
It's lower than normal, Judge. So right now I'm kind of straining to hear you.
Well, leave the microphone on. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. All right, good morning, everybody. You're in First Appearance Magistrate Court. My name is Judge Kim Teresa Malika. Today you're going to be informed of the charges, and we're going to determine if there's probable cause. Today is not your trial day. Please do not talk about the facts of your case. Everything is being recorded. You have a right to remain silent. You also have a right to an attorney. We have Mr. Romero at the main jail, and we have Mr. Reedy to my right here today in the courtroom. If you have a private attorney, please let me know when you step up to the podium. Thank you. All right, so, Virginia, do you have a list of who's here? Who do you have, Mr. Coffey? Come on up.
I have John Duncan.
He's on the dock. If he's up for extradition, it'll be a 1 o'clock.
Andy Coffey comes to the house.
All right, that's who I was just reading.
Thank you, Judge.
Did you get the supplemental report?
Is that him?
I got the one.
There's 2 reports. Thank you, Virginia.
No, I think I only have the first one.
All right, get the second one from Mr. Linder,
Okay.
and let me know. He said he didn't get a copy of this.
Is there a second report? She said there's a second report.
No, I gave you the copy.
You gave me. Oh, okay. Then this is maybe it's all
Because
combined.
there's 2 actually, yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, Your Honor, what was attached wasn't complete, so I printed out a complete copy of the PC affidavit. I left it on your.
I
Let's
see,
go
you
there
only
and
gave me
give you a
page
copy
1.
of the defense
All right. All right, no problem.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so let's get John Duncan, please.
Mr. Duncan's approaching, Judge.
Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Duncan.
Good morning.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, am I loud and clear?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. All right, we have your attorney here, Mr. Andy Coffey. You have a charge of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon without intent to kill. Court does find probable cause. This is a KP, it's not in custody. He has a no bond hold for magistrate. Court is going to order no victim contact, direct or indirect, with the alleged victim with the initials EN. And we'll talk about the no return to 520. It's my understanding your client lives at 530.
Right, Judge. I don't think he lives there any longer.
He doesn't?
Right? Is that correct, Joe?
Yes, that's correct.
Right. In fact, in the report it indicates that they were moving out at various times throughout
Okay, I
the
didn't see
investigation.
that and I just read it.
Yeah.
Where does it say that?
Judge, it says it on page. Let me just see. On the very last page of the PC, it says that they tried to reach out to Mr. Duncan. They were unsuccessful. They were informed by, it says the victim, I'll say alleged victim. He believes the suspect moved out because he observed people carrying boxes from the apartment several days earlier. So
Okay.
they don't live there. And I've known Mr. Duncan now for probably a decade. I've known him and his whole family. I was involved in this from the very beginning. We made phone calls to find out if there was anything that was going to be pursued. We were told by the investigators there wasn't. And there hasn't been anything since January. This allegedly took place on January 9th of 2018.
Okay.
I'm sure the state will talk about priors, but my recollection of Mr. Duncan's cases is that most of them we've had have either been no infoed or they've been minor misdemeanors. But like I said, the state can better educate the court about his history.
Thank you.
Thank you,
What say
Judge.
you state?
Your Honor, Christian Gonzalez on behalf of the state. The state would be requesting a bond of $30,000, Your Honor, just based along with the facts of this case, the fact that there was a firearm involved. Additionally, Your Honor, the state would request no firearm and no ammunition request for the on the defendant.
Okay, what's his priors?
Priors.
There's no priors, Your Honor, and we would also request a no victim contact, but I believe Your Honor already stated that
Yes.
for the record.
Judge, I would ask you to consider a significantly reduced bond. My client works, he's been in the construction business for a long time, worked with his father. His family is here, some of them outside, some of them here. This is these are foundation people have been here for a long time in this community. I would ask you to consider a $5,000 bond. Again, this happened January 9th of 2018. In addition, there's no witnesses, no surveillance. It's wind up going to be a he said situation. And so based upon that and his lack of criminal history, I would ask for a significantly reduced bond than the $30,000.
Tell me about your client.
Like I said, Judge, he has a concealed permit. He works in the community. He does construction with the whole family. It's a family business. The Duncans have been here for a long time in that construction company.
How much
I've
does
helped
he
them out,
make?
like I said, tremendously over the years. And
So tell me about his income.
I'm gonna have to put him under oath for that because I don't know I haven't. Fortunately, I haven't had any contact with him since January when this whole thing went
You
down.
can just ask him.
Yeah, John, what's your? Where do you work?
I'm actually a building contractor myself, and I'm a demolition contractor myself. I make about $150K a year.
Okay.
Sign on the yellow line.
All right. So the court obviously finds probable cause. I'm going to set the bond at $10,000. No victim contact, direct or indirect, with the alleged victim, Sir E.N., and I want you to maintain 500 feet at all times. No return to 520 Northeast 34th Street, Pompano Beach, Florida, and maintain 500 feet minimum from that address. No possession of any firearms, ammunition, or weapons. If any, you're going to surrender them within 24 hours of your release, including any firearm permits, to your local law enforcement. Anything else, anybody?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you. Good luck
Judge,
to
always
you.
a pleasure. Thank you.
Nice seeing you.
Nice seeing you.
Our Spanish interpreter is here, is present,
Awesome.
Judge.
Hi, come on up.
Sorry.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear and or affirm to translate from English to Spanish, Spanish to English to the best of your ability?
I do. Esteban Rojas, Rojas.
Thank you. All
PC
right.
name,
We
and
have
that's it.
On page 4, Your Honor, Christina Casota, she's at North Broward. She's the last female on your felony docket.
Okay, anybody else at main jail need a Spanish interpreter? Can you make an announcement and ask them to raise
Right.
their hand?
¿Alguien en esa sala necesita un intérprete al español?
Nobody raised their hand?
Judge, there is one gentleman that just raised his hand. His name is Felix Castro. He's something he only speaks English. Felix Castro. Let me try and find out what page you have.
Oh, okay. All right, well, Casota?
Oh, he's on page 9 of the docket, Judge.
What's the last name again? I'm sorry.
Felix Castro, page 9 of the docket.
Okay, anybody else?
¿Alguien más? ¿Alguien más? Nobody else.
All right, anybody else at North Broward for a Spanish interpreter?
No,
Or any
just the one
interpreter? All right, we'll be back in one moment. Anybody at Conti? Anybody at Paul Ryan?
Nobody at Conti, ma'am.
Thank you. All right, we'll go to North Broward first. All right. Hello, Miss Casota, how are you?
Buenos días, señora Casota. ¿Cómo está usted?
You're charged with retail theft,
A usted se le acusa de cometer hurto en un establecimiento comercial.
3 $300+ coordinate with others.
Por un monto equivalente a $300 o más en coordinación con otras personas.
Your bond is $1,000.
Su fianza es de $1,000.
Someone paid your bond, so you're going to be bonding out of jail.
Alguien pagó su fianza, así que usted va a salir de la cárcel.
Court finds probable cause.
La corte considera que existen indicios probables de delito.
Court's going to require you not return to the Walmart
Se le prohíbe regresar a ese Walmart
at 5001 North Federal Highway in Pompano Beach.
ubicado en la
5001
5501 en North Pompano Beach,
North Federal Highway, Pompano.
en el North Federal Highway en Pompano Beach.
Thank you, ma'am. Good luck to you.
Gracias,
For your
señora.
court
Buena
date.
suerte.
Good luck.
Buena suerte.
Do you understand, ma'am?
Señora, ¿entendió?
No.
All right, someone posted your bond,
Alguien pagó su fianza.
so you're going to be getting out of jail
Eso es-
probably between 4 and 8 hours.
Eso significa que la van a liberar de la cárcel probablemente dentro de 4 a 8 horas.
I'm waiting for you to finish, Judge.
Oh, okay. And you can look for your court date in the mail.
Y espere la notificación del citatorio judicial que le va a llegar por correo.
If you don't get your court date in the mail,
Si no recibe esa notificación,
can I see her paperwork?
permítame ver los papeles de la señora.
It looks like she's from Romania, Judge.
Okay, so
I checked the.
Your Honor, are we sure that she's a Spanish speaker?
That's what I.
She's shaking her head, Your Honor. She's not. She's not a Spanish speaker.
That's why, yeah, I was a little.
What language do you speak?
In Romanian.
Yeah, that's. I was wondering about that when
Romanians
I-
have Latinesque last names, and so
Okay.
that yeah. She,
Understand little bit English.
yes, we were probably because of your surname, they assigned a Spanish interpreter to you, but obviously that's not what you need.
can we get a Romanian interpreter?
Do you understand English, Miss Costa, Casota?
Little bit.
Do you understand that someone has posted your bond? That you're getting out of jail?
Yeah.
And you cannot go back to Walmart at 5001 North Federal Highway where you got arrested. You cannot go back there. Do you understand?
Yeah. Now I'm back.
No going back. And you also have to look for your court dates.
I was gonna say, she might want to contact a private attorney because I don't think she's gonna be, I don't know if she's intending to fly back from Romania for her court dates.
If you call our office, they can get a Romanian interpreter.
All right, let's see what we can do.
Yeah, I
It
don't
would
want
take about a
to
day.
set her up for failure.
Well, she can't stay in jail an extra day waiting for an interpreter.
So see if you can
Suggesting
get
that.
one.
Suggesting
Hi,
that.
do you guys have any
But she-
Romanian interpreters
If
available?
she doesn't understand, she's going to end up spending more time in jail by having a warrant.
Yeah.
She
Oh,
comes
hi.
back here.
I do.
Mr. Reedy, if they can appear by phone, I don't care as long as you want to waive that right. I mean, if they can't get one this afternoon.
Well, I don't think she should be held until this afternoon. Her bond has been
Well, the court has
posted.
to make sure that, I'm not trying to hold her, but I don't want her to set her up for failure either,
I
so,
understand.
I suggest, Your Honor.
yes.
You call the interpreter. If she's still in custody this afternoon, then you have her brought to be advised. If she's not in custody, she's not in custody anymore. No one's getting held up.
Okay.
For the rest of the day? All right, well, the problem is this client is already bonded out, but we didn't realize she spoke Romanian. 'Cause we were told she spoke Spanish, but.
Yeah, why don't we see if they can get one to appear by phone? So we can just, if they can get one this morning, we just need to ask for an address or tell her that if she doesn't show up to court, what happens? That's all I want to do. All right, we'll recall your case, ma'am. Have a seat.
Both. Then you do that.
Yeah, I mean, they should be able to.
I'd ask the
All
chair
right,
before.
so next one is Felix Castro. I don't know what page that is.
Mr. Castro is here at me. Senor Castro,
page
por
9,
favor.
Judge.
It's the Grand Theft Auto. He's got a pending case.
Okay, Mr. Castro, Felix Castro, good morning, sir. You have grand theft of a firearm, page 1.
Buenos días, señor Castro. Usted, página 1, tiene of theft,
$1,000 bond,
Your Honor, theft of a firearm or with a firearm.
grand theft of a firearm.
Está acusado de cometer hurto mayor de un arma de fuego.
Possession of cocaine, $1,000.
Posesión de cocaína, $1,000.
Possession of cannabis, 20 grams or less, $100.
Posesión de cannabis por un monto de 100 gramos o menos, $100.
2 counts of drug paraphernalia.
2 cargos de poseer implementos para el consumo de drogas.
Possess and or use, $100 each.
Posesión y o uso, $100 de fianza para cada una de esas.
Driving while license is suspended, third or subsequent offense.
Conducir con la licencia suspendida, la tercera o tercera infracción o más.
$750 bond.
$750 de fianza para ese delito.
Count 8, expired motor vehicle registration, not for magistrate.
El octavo cargo, portar una matrícula vencida, eso no es para el juez de control.
Alter a license plate, nope, not for magistrate.
Alteración de la placa del vehículo, eso no es para juez de control.
KP is traffic for driving while license is suspended.
Orden de captura de tránsito por conducir con la licencia suspendida.
$1,000 bond.
$1,000 de fianza.
So total bond is 123, $37.50.
El monto total de la fianza en 1, 2, 3, $3,750.
And 325. $4,075 total.
$4,075.
Can you afford that bond, sir?
¿Usted puede pagar esa fianza, señor?
I have probable cause argument, Judge, as to count 1. It appears the firearm was found in the trunk of the vehicle.
El abogado defensor desea impugnar los indicios probables de delito. El arma de fuego fue hallado en la cajuela del vehículo.
And at some point in time, it appears that the firearm was stolen.
Y en algún momento había sido robada el arma.
We don't know when it was stolen.
No sabemos cuándo fue robada.
I'm not sure what the Jackson Police Department, if that's Jackson, Mississippi, or Jackson somewhere else.
Dice Departamento de Policía de Jackson. Yo no sé si están hablando de Jackson, Mississippi o de algún otro lugar.
But there's certainly no probable cause to indicate in this document that Mr. Castro is the person who stole the firearm.
Pero definitivamente en este documento no hay nada que indique en el affidavit sobre indicios probables de delito que el señor Castro haya sido quien robó el arma.
Well, for terms of possession of a firearm,
Pues si estamos hablando de posesión de un arma de fuego,
it is his car and it's in the trunk.
es su vehículo y está en la cajuela de ese vehículo.
However, as to when it was stolen,
Sin embargo, en cuanto al momento de el robo,
it does not have a date here. I agree with you with regard to that aspect.
no hay una fecha acá, así que estoy de acuerdo con usted en ese sentido.
What say you, State?
¿Qué dice la fiscalía?
I agree with the court that one doesn't have to be physically steal the gun to be charged.
Yo concuerdo con su señoría al decir que uno no tiene que físicamente robar el arma para ser acusado de robo de un arma de fuego.
But I don't know at this time the state can prove that Mr. Castro knew or should have known the gun was stolen.
Sin embargo, no me consta en este momento que la fiscalía pueda demostrar que efectivamente el señor Castro robó el arma o que sabía que era robada.
So I have no objection to finding of no PC at this time.
Así que no tendría objeción a que no se halle que haya indicios probables de delito en cuanto a eso en este momento.
So per the state and defense, no PC on the grand theft of a firearm, count 1, ROR.
Bien, entonces para el primer cargo sería excarcelación bajo palabra porque no habría indicios probables de delito para el primer cargo.
Unless the state would like time to perfect.
A menos que la fiscalía desee más tiempo para enmendar el cargo.
What
Not
would
at
the
this
state
time.
like to do?
No en este momento, su señoría.
I'm not going to request any time.
No voy a solicitar eso en este momento.
All right, that's fine.
Bien,
As to count 2,
Okay.
con respecto al segundo cargo,
my reading of this probable cause affidavit would indicate
Según mi lectura de este affidavit sobre indicios probables de delito,
that the possession of cocaine charge
el cargo de posesión de cocaína
is actually a residue case
en realidad es un caso basado en el hallazgo de residuos
and will probably be filed as a misdemeanor possession of drug paraphernalia.
y probablemente a la hora de presentar los cargos serán presentados como posesión de implementos para el consumo de drogas en grado de contravención.
And I make that argument for bond consideration.
Y ese argumento lo estoy externando para efectos de reducción de la fianza.
Any other objections to probable cause?
¿Alguna
No,
otra objeción a los indicios probables? No, su señoría.
All right, sir, can you afford a bond of, so now it's
Señor, usted puede pagar una fianza de, ahora voy a decirle cuánto sería,
So it should be 3075.
$3,075.
Can you afford that bond, sir?
¿Puede pagar esa fianza, señor?
Voy a bajarle un poco más. Está muy alta para mi familia.
Judge, she's asking if the court would consider reducing.
Well, I want
he
the
said it-
interpreter to interpret what he just said. Thank you.
Señora juez, oh, I'm sorry. Would
Está
you-
muy alta
would
para
you-
mi familia, disculpe.
Would you consider lowering the bond a little bit because I apologize, but it's too high for my family.
You can't. Okay, go ahead, Mr. Romero.
Proceda, señor Romero.
Thank you, Judge. Judge, I'd ask you to take my colleague's argument for mitigation purposes on count 2 into account. I'd ask for a bond reduction on count 2 from $1,000 to $100.
Señora juez, solicitaría que tome en cuenta el argumento externado por mi colega en cuanto a las atenuantes y solicitaría que para el segundo cargo la fianza sea reducida de $1,000 a $100.
Judge, I'd ask the court to consider on counts 3, 4, and 7,
Y para los cargos 3, 4 y 7,
which are all misdemeanor offense. I believe the first one is cannabis. I'd ask the court to consider an ROR.
solicitaría que por uno de ellos tienen que ver con cannabis. Solicitaría que la corte contemplara la posibilidad de liberarlo bajo palabra.
I'd ask the court to leave all the other standard bonds in place.
Solicitaría que todas las demás fianzas de rigor sean dejadas tal cual.
Mr. Castro was 36 years old.
El señor Castro tiene 36 años de edad.
He's been living in our community since 2008.
Ha estado viviendo en nuestra comunidad desde el 2008.
He's a U.S. citizen.
Es ciudadano de los Estados Unidos.
He did advise me that he speaks English, but he wanted a Spanish interpreter to fully understand and not basically understand everything that's going on.
Me informa que sí habla inglés, sin embargo solicitó un intérprete al español para entender plenamente todo lo que se estaba diciendo.
He works at the Cheesecake Factory.
Trabaja en Cheesecake Factory.
Been there for 5 years.
Ha trabajado ahí durante 5 años.
He's a cook.
Es cocinero.
He makes approximately $10 an hour.
Gana aproximadamente $10 la hora.
Now, he did give me the phone number of his mother.
Sí me dio el número de teléfono de su madre.
I intend on calling her right after court.
Tengo la intención de llamarla cuando se acabe esta sesión.
From what he informed me, she babysits for a living.
Según me informa, ella se gana la vida cuidando niños.
So therefore, Judge, he believes if the court, if my math is correct, it would be a total of $1,850 that his mother would be able to afford that.
Por tanto, si he logrado computar las sumas correctamente, sería un total de $1,850 lo que estoy proponiendo, y eso sí lo podría costear el señor.
What's your client's address?
¿Cuál es la dirección de su cliente?
414 de Dover Road, Pampano Beach Boulevard.
414, repita la calle.
3414 de Dover Road, Pampano Beach Boulevard. Eso es en el frente de la playa.
3414 Dead Dover Road, Pompano Beach, Florida. It's on the beach. Sorry, I don't understand it. Dead Dover, I don't know what that is.
Dover is D-O-V-E-R.
Dover, D-O-V-E-R. Yes.
How long have you lived there?
¿Cuánto tiempo tiene de vivir ahí?
Un año.
1 year.
Who do you live there with?
¿Y con quién vive ahí?
Con mi esposa y mis hijos.
With my wife and my children.
Well, the house, according to the property appraiser, is valued over $800,000.
Bueno, según el avalúo, esta residencia vale más de $800,000.
Count 1 is ROR.
Yeah. Yes, repita lo que dijo. Esa es la casa de.
Esa casa es, yo vivo con el dueño de la casa.
I live with the owner of the house.
Okay. Count 1 is ROR.
Bien, liberado bajo palabra para el primer cargo.
Count 2 is $1,000.
Segundo cargo, $1,000.
3, 4, and 5 are ROR.
3, 4 y 5, liberación bajo palabra.
6 is $750.
6, $750.
7 is ROR.
7, liberación bajo palabra.
8 and 9 are not for magistrate.
8 y 9 no son para este juzgado.
Count 10 is $1,000. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you.
El cargo 10, $1,000. Gracias, señor. Buena
Clerk,
suerte.
to update Mr. Castro's address to the city of Pompano Beach. It says
Se
Pompano
le-
Boulevard.
Se dispone que la secretaría debe actualizar la dirección del señor a Pompano Beach porque dice Pompano Boulevard.
Thank you. Good luck to you.
Gracias y buena suerte.
Anybody else for the Spanish interpreter?
¿Alguien más necesita intérprete?
Okay, detectives, you're here for? You know what page it is? It's page 15. Alan? Okay, come on up. Good morning. All right, let's call Alan Dwayne Johnson, page 15, please.
Yes, sir.
Okay, announce your appearance for the record.
Stephen Kastner, KASTNER, City of Hollywood Police Department, assigned to the Vice Intelligence and Narcotics Unit as a detective.
Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Johnson. You have possession with intent to sell, manufacture, or deliver cocaine within 1,000 feet of a specified area. $7,500 bond. Count 2 is possession with cannabis, 20 grams or less. $100 bond. Count 3 is sell cocaine within 1,000 feet of a school, child care, or park. Court does find probable cause. See a bond, a warrant signed by Judge Tim Bailey. He has $50,000 on, we just have the one count here, the $50,000 on the sell cocaine within 1,000 feet of a school, child care, or park. Court's going to order no return to the Atlantic Meat Market. Located at, it has the 2300 block of Hope Street. Do you have the address?
2322 Hope Street, Your Honor. Yes,
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
here to amend something.
Detective Castor has some additional information as far as locations that there should be no return to, Your Honor.
Okay.
It's going to be the Tender Loving Care Child Care Facility.
You want to state the address, please?
That's 2325 Sim Street in the City of Hollywood, County of Broward, State of Florida.
Okay, and it's Tender Loving Care what?
Child Care Facility.
Child care. Okay. Anywhere else?
That'll be all. The original arrest affidavit was for the Boggs Field, but that's going to be amended to the Child Care Facility.
Okay. Let's see where he lives. All right, what's the address of the Tender Loving Care again?
2325 Sim Street, SIMMS
Thanks.
Street.
All right, anything further, State?
Your Honor, I'm going to be requesting that the court, anything further as far as no return to or,
Anything?
okay. Your Honor, I'm going to be asking that the court keep the $50,000 bond in place that Judge Bailey set. The special conditions that he set, Your Honor, I'm also going to be requesting a pretrial release with a GPS monitor level 2. I would note, not just based on the allegations of the arrest warrant affidavit, but that when he was picked up on the warrant, he's now been charged with the same offense based on evidence that was obtained at the time of his arrest. I would also note, Your Honor, and I spoke with Detective Kastner. He presented the arrest warrant to Judge Bailey. He does not believe Judge Bailey was made aware of Mr. Johnson's criminal history. I would advise the court, Alan Johnson in 2003 was convicted of a federal charge of distribution of crack cocaine. He was sentenced to 188 months in federal prison. That comes out to just over 15 and a half years state prison. He was released from, federal prison. He was released, I believe, in 2015, Your Honor. Additionally, while dated, I would ask the court to take into consideration, in Florida, he's been convicted of aggravated battery with a deadly weapon in '97, sentenced to a year and 10 months state prison. Also in 1996, out of Suwannee County, possession of cocaine, sale, delivery of marijuana, a year and 10 months in Florida State Prison. Nothing further, Judge.
Anything else?
No, nothing further.
Mr. Romero, and I'd like you to inquire about a passport, please.
Yes, Judge. You want me to address that issue first?
However you'd like to do it.
I have some issues I'd like to address.
All right, let's start with Mr. Reedy.
I would argue there's no probable cause to support the element of possession of cocaine with intent to sell in count 1.
Okay.
According to the probable cause affidavit, when Mr. Johnson was arrested, he was in possession of 6.5 grams of crack cocaine and some unknown amount of powder, which the court can't consider since we don't know how much that is. There's no indication that Mr. Johnson was in possession of any funds consistent with someone selling cocaine. 6.5 grams of cocaine is not beyond the scope of personal use. Mr. Johnson is not seen selling any cocaine on the date that he was arrested, which was December 5th. And according to the probable cause affidavit, the weight of 6.5 grams also includes the packaging of the cocaine. We don't know what type of packaging that actually was, other than it was a clear Ziploc bag, so we don't know how large that bag was, how much that bag weighed. So while I would agree that there is probable cause to establish possession of cocaine within 1,000 feet of a school, I do not believe that the element of possession with intent to sell has been met. And I don't believe that the court can rely on what Mr. Johnson's conduct may have been on different or other occasions to bridge that gap between no probable cause and probable cause.
I believe the court can absolutely take into consideration the allegations contained in the arrest warrant affidavit. It's a sworn report. There's evidence of him dealing. I think what also makes it relevant is he's in the same general area where the allegations from the arrest warrant took place in the Liberian neighborhood. So I believe the court can take the totality of the circumstances into consideration.
With all due respect to Mr. Linder, the totality of the circumstances in this probable cause affidavit do not establish any kind of selling or any kind of dealing, and this court has to look at the contents and the language of this probable cause affidavit in making that determination. And there is no language in here consistent with someone selling cocaine or having the intent to sell cocaine.
There doesn't have to be evidence of selling or dealing in this instance because he's not charged with sale or delivery of cocaine. He's charged with possession with intent. And, Your Honor, and I've been advising that the court wants to take testimony by Detective Kastner. He was in the same exact location in this instance.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear and or affirm to tell the truth?
Yes.
All right, put your hand down, state your first and last name, spell your last name, and again, state who you work for, what agency, and what capacity, please.
Stephen Kastner, Kastner, City of Hollywood Police Department, detective in the Vice Intelligence and Narcotics Unit.
Detective,
Mr. Linder.
Thank you, Your Honor. Detective Kastner, you arrested Alan Johnson on December 5th on a warrant for possession of cocaine or selling cocaine within 1,000 feet of a school, child care, or park.
Yes.
And also you arrested him on new charges.
Yes.
What were those new charges?
Possession with intent to deliver or sell cocaine within 1,000 feet of a school or park, and possession of cannabis under 20 grams.
Okay, and can you tell the court what location you first observed Mr. Johnson in when you, yesterday, prior to making an arrest?
In the same exact spot on the sidewalk where the initial sale of delivery was taking place.
What was the
on
time frame of that?
July 20th, 2018 was the initial sale,
Okay,
and yesterday was the arrest.
okay. Go ahead, Steve.
And when you say the initial sale, you're referring to the sale that's the basis for the arrest warrant that he was arrested on?
Yes.
Nothing further, Judge.
Yeah, precisely my point, Your Honor. The detective is unable to make any statement or testify in any way that on December 5th of 2018, Alan Johnson was in possession of cocaine with the intent to sell. The initial sale that we have here is July 20th of 2018. That sale, by the way, was for 0.2 grams of crack cocaine. From July, August, September, October, November, and now into December, almost a half a year, there's no indication of Mr. Johnson being in this area, selling cocaine, anything like that. The evidence contained in this probable cause affidavit just simply does not support the element of possession with intent to sell. There's not enough cocaine on him. There's no funds on him. There's no paraphernalia on him. He doesn't have cocaine that is packaged in individual bags. It's all in one clear plastic Ziploc baggie, which is also included in the weight of the cocaine. And there is nothing in here to support the concept that Mr. Johnson had cocaine with the intent to sell.
Your Honor, can I ask Detective Kastner one more question based on information he just provided me, unsolicited?
Sure.
Detective Kastner, in the instant arrest.
Judge, could I have a moment? It's the interpreter's office.
Sure.
Yes? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, what's the number? Okay, I got it. Okay. We have a Romanian interpreter available for the next 10 minutes, not for the next 11 minutes.
All right, let's do this. Let's just take a quick break. Just stay right there. Everybody stay where they are. Give me the number. North Broward, can we have Christina Casoto?
954-525-1027, and it's Elena, I think the name is.
Yes, hi, this is Judge Malika. You're on speakerphone. You're being recorded. I'm looking for a Romanian interpreter.
You speak to the Romanian interpreter, and please, Your Honor, during the call, everybody speak slowly, short sentences, and pauses. I'll be happy to assist you.
All right, can you give me your full legal name?
Elena Batalia Cannon.
Spell the last name, C or K?
See, I have two last names, but regardless, Cannon, C-A-N-N-O-N.
Okay. And raise your right hand. Do you swear and or affirm to translate from English to Romanian, Romanian to English to the best of your ability?
Yes, I do.
All right. Okay, Miss Casota.
Da.
You are charged with retail theft.
Deci, doamna Casota, ați fost acuzată cu furt de la un magazin.
300
Da.
300 plus dollars, coordinate with others.
În valoare de peste $300 în combinație cu alții.
Bond is set at $1,000.
Cauțiunea este la $1,000.
Someone paid your bond, so you should be released from jail within the next 4 to 8 hours.
Cineva va plăti cauțiunea, deci ar trebui să fiți eliberată de la închisoare în următoarele 4 la 8 ore.
You're not to return to the Walmart
Nu va trebui să vă întoarceți înapoi la Walmart,
where you were arrested,
unde ați fost arestată,
which is 5001
care este la 5001
North Federal Highway,
North Federal Highway,
Pompano Beach, Florida.
Pompano Beach, Florida.
If you go back there, you will be arrested.
Dacă vă întoarceți acolo, veți fi arestată.
My only concern, ma'am, is if you don't show up to court,
Singura mea preocupare, doamnă, e că dacă nu vă prezentați la curte când veți fi chemată data viitoare,
is there a local address?
aveți o adresă locală?
Da.
Yes.
Do you know that local address?
Știi adresa locală?
Nu știu sigur bine, foarte bine, dar o am scrisă pe foaie, am dat-o aseară la domnii polițiști.
I don't know it all
O am pe
very
telefon.
well, but I had it written on the papers that I gave the policeman last night, last evening.
O am pe telefon.
I have it on my phone.
All right, ma'am, it's going to be your responsibility to update your address in writing.
Doamnă, va fi responsabilitatea noastră ca să aduceți la ordinea zilei adresa în scris
With the clerk of the court,
cu clercul cortului,
who is located at the courthouse here,
care este localizat aici, la tribunalul ăsta, la curtea asta, la
I would,
adresa asta.
I would suggest you try to find somebody that speaks English when you come to the courthouse.
O să vă sugerez ca să încercați să găsiți pe cineva care vorbește engleză când veniți aici la curte.
I would also suggest that you seek the services of either the public defender
De asemenea, sugerez ca să cereți serviciile unui avocat în oficiu, apărător public.
That's if you're indigent and can't not afford an attorney.
Asta în cazul că sunteți săracă și nu vă puteți permite un avocat pe cont propriu.
You will have to swear under oath
Va trebui să jurați
to your finances,
cu privire la finanțe
or you can hire your own private attorney.
sau puteți angaja avocatul personal privat.
If you don't appear in court,
Dacă nu apăreți în curte,
there'll be a warrant issued for your arrest.
un mandat de arest va fi pus în acțiune.
That means if you leave the United States and come back here,
Asta înseamnă că dacă plecați în Statele Unite și vă întoarceți înapoi aici,
upon your arrival,
când ajungeți aici,
you will probably be arrested
probabil că o să fiți arestată
and transported to Broward County, Florida.
și transportați aici, la Broward County, Florida.
Any other questions or anything from either the state attorney or the public defender?
Aveți alte întrebări sau are apărătorul public sau statul întrebări?
No, Your Honor.
Nothing from the state.
One other thing that I didn't tell you, ma'am, is you can always go on the internet
Altceva care nu v-am spus încă e că puteți accesa pe internet
www.browardclerk.org.
să 3 ori www.browardcourt.org.
Clerk.
Broward Clerk, okay, browardclerk.org.
And you can look up your court date.
Și atunci puteți să vedeți când a fost programată data viitoare să vă prezentați.
And the court finds probable cause for your arrest. Good luck, ma'am.
Iar curtea găsește cauză probabilă pentru arestul dumneavoastră. Vă urez succes.
Thank you.
You're quite welcome.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
You're quite welcome. Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye. See, Mr. Reedy, that was easy, wasn't it?
Amazingly so, Judge.
All right, let's go back to the main jail. Alan Johnson, we're back to you. We're back on count 1, and you had an additional question, I believe.
Yes, might be two.
That's fine,
detec-
I'm not limiting you.
Detective Kastner, could you please tell the court how the alleged cocaine you found in Mr. Johnson's vehicle was packaged?
Yeah, there were 3 to 4 prepackaged baggies with the crack cocaine and powder cocaine.
Objection, the
inside.
question's vague.
Okay, I'm gonna overrule it. Say it
What,
again.
the cocaine when, where?
I said,
I mean, I don't even know what the question is asking the detective.
Ask the question again, be more specific.
Detective Kastner,
And I'll sustain it, but ask the question more
the cocaine
specifically.
that was allegedly found in Mr. Johnson's car, the only incident of cocaine being found in this car that's mentioned in any of the reports before the court this morning, allegedly on December 5th, how was it packaged?
It was in one big Ziploc bag, and inside that Ziploc bag were multiple other prepackaged baggies containing crack cocaine, and there was one baggie containing powder
And
cocaine.
the court notes, it says in the PC affidavit The remaining amount was weighed for an approximate amount of 6.5 grams, comma, with packaging.
And could you please just advise the court why it didn't mention originally in your PC affidavit the specifics about the packaging?
We had a pretty chaotic scene yesterday. We took him in custody in front of 2322 Hope Street, and there were like 5 or 6 kids out there yelling and screaming, along with 7 or 8 adults, of course, making a chaotic scene. So.
Okay.
And this packaging, was it placed into evidence?
Yes.
Nothing further, Judge.
All right, I'm going to find probable cause for all counts.
And I'm going to find it very suspicious that that is not mentioned in the probable cause affidavit.
This is right.
Okay, that's fine. All right, so 7,500, 100, and 50,000. What say you, defense?
Judge, I'm going to be concentrating on count number 3, the $50,000 bond. Mr. Johnson nor his family are in any sort of position to post that monetary bond. He's 38 years old. He is working. He works in construction. He works overnight hours from 12 midnight to about 8 a.m., in which he's making about $12 an hour. He lives with his girlfriend in Miami, where they've been renting at the same apartment now for about a year and a half, in which their monthly rent is approximately $900 per month. His girlfriend is the person that he's going to be reaching out to help post his monetary bond, and she works at a restaurant called Snappers. From what their financial income is, there's no way they're going to become able to come close to posting the $50,000, Judge. He did inform me he does have property. He owns a 2016 Kia Optima, in which he's making monthly payments about $300 per month, Judge. It is true he does have a record, but as the state informed the court, he's been released, and I believe in 2015, and he's been about 3 years clean now, Judge. I also want to have the court take into account, I believe the alleged transaction on count 3 was July 20th, involving the approximate weight of 0.2 grams, which I believe in my research that I did, I believe we're talking about some sort of value as far as $20. We're talking about $20, and right now the bond is $50,000. I do not think that is reasonable at all. That's why I am asking at this time for the court to seriously consider reducing that bond from $50,000 to $10,000. I do believe that's still going to be very difficult and very hard for Mr. Johnson and his girlfriend to post that monetary bond, but maybe it's something more accessible, Judge. And one thing he also advised me to tell the court, as far as he believes he's never had any failure to appear, he's looking forward to his day in court and contesting these allegations. He is adamant that he is innocent on these charges, and he's looking forward to his day in court, Judge. So that's why I am asking at this time for a bond reduction of $10,000. Also, and speaking of Mr. Johnson, he is a United States citizen. Basically, from what he advised me, he does not have a U.S. passport and hasn't applied for one, and I'm ready to have Mr. Johnson be sworn in to testify to that, Judge.
Mr. Johnson, raise your right hand. Do you swear and or affirm to tell the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, put your hand down. Is your name Alan Dwayne Johnson, Johnsson?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Romero, you may inquire.
Thank you, Judge. Mr. Johnson, are you a United States citizen? Yes, sir. Do you have in your possession a United States passport or a United States passport card? No, sir. Have you ever applied for a United States passport or a United States passport card? No, sir. Have you ever applied for any other passport from any different country in the world? No, sir. No further questions and nothing more from the defense at this time, Judge.
Anything further from anybody?
No, Judge.
No return to the Atlantic Meat Market. No return to 2322, which is at 2322 Hope Street. Tender Loving Childcare, 2325 Sim Street, Hollywood, Florida. I want you to maintain 1,000 feet minimum from both, 1,500 feet minimum from both those places. GPS level 2, Nebbia, full collateralization. No possession or applying for any passport or passport card. Court's going to order on count 1, court will do a $2,500 bond. Count 2, the court will ROR. And count 3, the court will leave the bond at $50,000. So it's a total of $52,500.
And the court is placing him on GPS on both cases, correct?
on counts 1 and 3, not count 2, not the misdemeanor. Sure. Thank you. Have a good day. Daniel Quirolo.
Judge, he is here present. He advised me he has private counsel, Mr. Richard Mursky. Is that correct? Mursky.
Do you have his number, sir?
I do not have his number. My wife does have his number and has been in communication with him, Judge.
She wouldn't? Yeah, she can.
Is he in Miami?
Yes, they called Corona.
Mr. Johnson, go outside.
Mr. Brad Williams, Mr. Brad.
You have reached the Rusty law firm. I'm on the way from my desk for another call.
I'm really sorry about the other
Name,
question.
number, and a brief message, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Yes, hi, this is Judge. Detailed message to call the public defender in the courtroom here. I also gave my chamber numbers, which my JA's up there. So I'm going to reset you to 1 p.m. today. There's nothing I can do. I can't, unless you want to go ahead with the public defender. It's up to you.
No, I'm pretty aware that he was going to be. I was just hoping that I wasn't going to get pushed to next Tuesday, but I appreciate you putting me on the docket for 1 o'clock, Judge. Thank you very much.
All right, so Mr. Reedy, maybe you can, hold on. Could you do me the favor of maybe getting his wife's number and tell him to contact the attorney? Would you mind doing the court the favor? All right, what's your wife's number, sir?
786-328-9905.
Okay.
What's her name?
Lally, L-A-L-Y.
1 o'clock. All right?
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. All right, we're going to be off for a moment. Truce Lee, please.
North Broward.
North Broward.
North Broward, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Lee, good morning. You have a KP as traffic. It's an ad charge actually for operating with a suspended driver's license. $100 bond. What's count one, State?
Count one was a felony petty theft for which Miss Lee is on probation. She would like to resolve count two.
All right, you have an offer, State?
The documented offer is adjudication, time served, court cost.
How do you want to plead to driving while license is suspended, ma'am?
Guilty.
All right, adjudication, time served, $293 in court costs. Thank you. 6 months to pay on all of them. Laisha Santana,
Bonded.
bonded. Teresa Jones,
Okay.
Bonded.
I hope she bonded too. Hang on, we're actually like in court right now. so just
Nancy
bear with me.
Lang Cicero.
North Broward.
North Broward.
I'm gonna be asking for an ROR on this case.
All right. All right, sir, you have touch or strike battery, $1,000 bond. No victim contact, direct or indirect, with the alleged victim with the initials ABC. What say you, State?
As long as there's no contact, I have no objection to an ROR, Judge.
I explained that to Miss Leanne Crisoro, and she agrees not to have any contact with the alleged victim in the case.
All right, first state and defense. No bond required. No victim contact, sir. Thank you.
Ma'am.
Ma'am, I'm sorry. Izzo Day Geller. Hello, you have a KPS misdemeanor, $250 bond, violation of the Broward County ordinance.
Okay, unfortunately, I don't have a lot of time. Have you retained this attorney?
State, you have an offer?
Yes, Judge, if I could just have one moment. So withhold court costs, Judge.
All right, ma'am, you want to resolve your case today for withhold and court costs, $78, 6 months to pay. Partial payments accepted.
Yeah.
Is that what you want to do, ma'am?
Yes. What is it?
Okay, you're charged with the violation of a Broward County ordinance. You're Miss Geller, correct?
Yes.
Do you want to resolve your case today, or do you want to come back to court and fight it?
Resolve it.
Okay, do you understand English?
Yes, I did.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. All right, so if you want to resolve it, if you want to plead guilty or no contest, it would be a withholding court cost, $78. I'll give you 6 months to pay that. Partial payments would be accepted. You could waive your right to an attorney. And also, if you don't pay the $78, you get a $25 late fee. They suspend your driver's license and it affects your credit. Is that what you'd like to do?
Do you have any? Yes.
Okay, what's your question? Do I have any what? No question? Okay, so how do you want to plead? Guilty, not guilty, no contest? No contest?
Guilty, yeah.
Okay, guilty then. All right, withhold court costs $78, 6 months to pay partial payments. Court takes judicial notice of time served in the Broward County Jail. You have 30 days to appeal the sentence to the court. Good luck to you, ma'am. Thank you. Jessica Martinez, please. Jessica Martinez, and after her is Daniel Ernest, and then Samuel Lee. Are you Jessica Martinez, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
You have prostitution, 300, possession of cocaine, 1,000, possession of heroin, 1,000. You have 2 no bond holds. You're going before your division judge, Judge Michelle Tobin Singer, on 12/7 at 8:30 a.m., which is tomorrow. Court finds probable cause. What say you? Anything, defense?
Well, Miss Martinez was wondering if the court would consider RORing her on counts 1, 2, and 3.
I'll ROR her on count 1. And 2 and 3 is 1,000 each. Thank you. Daniel Ernest. Daniel Ernest, and then we have Samuel Lee. Where is he?
Daniel Ernest bonded.
Bonded, court finds probable cause, Samuel Lee. And after Mr. Lee is David Gorodowski. Are you Samuel Lee, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, this is an MO case. Have a seat. Sorry, I didn't mean to call you yet. David Gorodsky.
He's here present, Judge Epping.
All right, Mr. Gorodsky, you have a capias for suspended driver's license, first offense, $500 bond. Court finds probable cause. Does he want to resolve or does he want to bond out?
He wants to resolve this matter.
State, you have an offer? Did you explain to him about the $293 in court costs, 6 months to pay, partial payments, and what happens if he doesn't?
Thank you, Judge.
All right, State?
Documented offers, withhold court costs. I don't know offhand how many, what number this would be within a 5-year period.
Did you explain that to him as well?
I did, Judge.
How does he want to plead to driving while license is suspended? I can't hear you, sir. You keep
I was
hitting the
asking if
mic.
it was credit for time served or not.
It's going to be a withhold, no adjudication.
Okay.
No conviction.
Yeah, no contest, please.
All right, withhold court cost $293. Court takes judicial notice of time served in the Broward County Jail. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thomas White, and after him is Robert Volosky.
Judge, I'm here with Mr. White.
Okay, Mr. White, you have touch or strike battery. Court finds probable cause. Court's going to order no victim contact, direct or indirect, with the alleged victim with the initials OA. What say you, Mr. Romero?
Judge, I'm going to be asking for an ROR on Mr. White's behalf. My understanding this is
Okay,
his
State,
first
you have an
contact with
objection? He bonded.
Your
Thank
Honor,
you.
well, Your Honor,
Yes?
I'd also ask for no return to the Hard Rock.
No return to the Hard Rock Casino. Do you understand, sir?
Yes.
If you go back there, you will be arrested. Thank you. Robert Volosky.
Conte.
Conti. All right, Mr. Volosky, you have some ad charges: burglary, unoccupied conveyance, and grand theft between $300 and $5,000. Court's going to order no victim contact with the alleged victim with the initials CV. What say you, State, on count one?
For count one, Your Honor, the state would be requesting a $15,000 bond,
Why is that?
just based on the priors, Your Honor.
Okay, give me a synopsis.
Of the priors, Judge? Okay.
The most recent.
Anything just a sum and substance, I mean.
Here, just watch. I'll let you read. Your Honor, in 2017, felony theft, 18 months state prison. 2016, 2 counts of uttering a forged instrument and grand theft, 18 months state prison. 2015, 2 counts of uttering a forged instrument and theft, 18 months Florida State Prison. 2011, 2 counts of burglary of a dwelling, 4 counts of felony criminal mischief, 49.5 months state prison. 2011, burglary of a structure and grand theft causing over $1,000 damage, 49.5 months state prison. 08, grand theft with a violation of probation. He's also being held on count 1, dealing in stolen property, $2,500 bond and a GPS monitor.
Yes, Judge, I don't think that the factual basis for count 1 is even going to sustain a fileable charge. But yes, that's correct. He does have a $2,500 bond on that. I'd be asking for a $1,000 bond on count 3 and to leave the bond on count 4 where it is.
Okay, GPS level 2 on counts 1 and 2. Court will set a $5,000 bond on count 1, count 3, 1,000 on 4. Thank you, sir, and no return. Matthew Walker.
Good luck, Robert.
Paul Ryan. Okay, Mr. Walker, you have some ad charges. Count 10, burglary, unoccupied conveyance, unarmed, petty theft between $100 and $300, $100 bond. What say you, State?
Your Honor, the state would be requesting a $15,000 bond.
Okay.
Your Honor, he's being held on a sexual battery against a victim.
Yeah, we waive formal reading or notice of any of the charges currently holding Mr. Walker. We do agree he does have no bond holds at this point.
Your Honor, the defense may want to waive the reading, but we have the right to advise the court of what those charges are since they're the basis for the bond we're seeking.
I understand.
It's still dangerous
It is dangerous.
and
Let's go
reckless.
anything. All right, so you can't see us when I put you sidebar, but I can see and hear you. All right, what say you, defense?
Your Honor,
Judge, he's being held no bond. This is a burglary of an unoccupied conveyance. I'd ask for a $2,500 bond.
10,000 on 10, $1 on 11. No victim contact and no return. Thank you. Nikhil Harvey. Nikhil Harvey, please.
yes, Your Honor.
He's approaching, Judge, he's here at Maine. Come on
Main
up, sir.
jail. Mr. Harvey of burglary, unoccupied structure, unarmed. Court finds probable cause. Judge Porf signed a bond, let's see, of $25,000 in this case. Court's going to order no return to the Wisdom Village, sir, at 615 North Andrews Avenue, Fort Lauderdale. If you go back there, you will be arrested. What say you, State Defense?
Judge, there's no way Mr. Harvey's going to be able to afford the $25,000. He gets extradited from Dade County. He's been in custody September, October, November. So at this time, he has no sort of savings, no one to help post his monetary bond. Before he was incarcerated, he was looking for stable employment. He was working at a labor pool. As you know, you get paid daily anywhere from $60 to $80 a day. He's 23 years old, been living here his whole entire life, Judge. He lives in Fort Lauderdale. He's going to be requesting, considering this is a third-degree felony, Judge, he's going to be requesting an ROR. If the court's not comfortable with the straight ROR, then we'd be asking for the court to consider standard pretrial release.
Your Honor, the state would request that the bond be kept in place. He's got 2 open cases in Dade County, 1 felony for possession of stolen and fictitious driver's license. Additionally, he has another open case in Dade, Your Honor, of a petty theft. And he also has an open trespass as well in Dade County, Your Honor. He's got a grand theft of 2016 in Broward County, Your Honor. A felony criminal mischief, that was in 2016, as well as another petty theft, Your Honor, in 2016.
Okay, court's going to keep Judge Porf's bond of $25,000 in place. No return to Wisdom Village, 615 North Andrews Avenue, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. GPS level 2. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you. 615 North Andrews Avenue. Yes, ma'am. Jeffrey Gorge. Jeffrey Gorge.
Your Honor, Mr. Gorge has private counsel, Ashley Foreman. She could not appear here today. She is not available by phone. She's asked us to stand in for her today, which we're willing to do. And she wants Mr. Gorge to know that she will be by to see him in the jail later on today.
Okay. All right, Mr. Gorge, you have robbery with the firearm. Count 2 is false imprisonment of an adult. Court does find probable cause. Court's going to order no victim contact, direct or indirect, with the alleged victim with the initials ARJ and with YNW. Court's also going to order no return to the business located at, it doesn't give me the name of the business in the PC affidavit, State, 3056 South State Road 7 in Miramar, Florida, sir.
I'll see if I can find that name.
Thank you. And court's also going to order no possession of any firearms, ammunition, or weapons. What say you, State, with regard to bond?
Your Honor, the state would request that there would be no bond. This is an offense that's punishable by life. It's a robbery, and there was a firearm involved as well in this case, Your Honor.
So you're looking for a
And we
finding
would
of
ask-
proof, evidence, presumption, great?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, what say you, defense?
Your Honor, based on my conversation with Ms. Foreman, she's aware of the situation that Mr. Gorge will be held no bond on count 1. She is going to be filing the appropriate paperwork in front of his division judge to address that through an Arthur hearing. As to count 2, I'd ask for a reasonable bond on that.
Your Honor, the state would request $10,000 bond on count 2. And this is as for the location, it's Big Daddy's Pawn Shop, Judge, in Miramar.
Anything further from anybody else?
No, Your Honor.
All right, sir, I've reviewed the probable cause affidavit filed in your case, and I find probable cause. I further find the proof of guilt to be evident or the presumption great. Therefore, on count 1, you're going to be held no bond. The robbery with the firearm. Count 2, false imprisonment adult, $10,000 bond, no return to Big Daddy's Pawn Shop at the address I stated previously. No victim contact, direct or indirect, with the alleged victim with the initials ARJ MYNW, and maintain 1,500 feet minimum. I want you to maintain minimum 1,500 feet from Big Daddy's Pawn Shop as well. No possession of any firearms, ammunition, or weapons. GPS level 2 on count 2, obviously. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you. Next one is Damian Baker. Damian Baker, and after him is Zion Lamar. Mr. Baker, you have violation of parole. You're going to be held no bond. Probation, the parole board will be coming to talk to you soon. Zion Lamar, please step up. And after that is Oscar Areola. Okay, Mr. Lamar, you have possession of cannabis, 20 grams or less, $100 bond. Court finds probable cause. You do have 2 capious felonies. You're going before your division judge, Judge Edward Merrigan, tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. Court's going to $1 or ROR on count 1, defense.
ROR.
ROR on the possession of cannabis. Thank you. Next one is Oscar Areola, and then after that is Modesto Guzman.
Come on up, sir.
Okay, Mr. Areola, you have possession with intent to sell, manufacture, or deliver cocaine, $2,500 bond. Possession with intent to sell, manufacture, or deliver Xanax, alprazolam, $1,000. Drug paraphernalia, possess and or use, $100. Total is $3,600. What say you, defense?
Judge, we're just going to be asking for an ROR on count 3.
ROR on 3. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you. Next one is Modesto Guzman, and after him is Preston Wright.
Mr. Guzman?
Mr. Guzman, you have abuse of a child without great bodily harm. Court does find probable cause. Court's going to order no victim contact, direct or indirect, with the alleged victim with the initials AY. What say you, State?
Your Honor, we're going to be requesting a $15,000 bond, no victim contact. Your Honor, State is concerned, one, based on the allegations that he shot a juvenile under the age of 12 with a BB gun, placing the alleged victim in fear that it was actually a firearm that he was being shot with. Additionally, I would note, and however the court wants to handle this, he's on conditional release on multiple juvenile cases. I don't know if you want me to tell you, just advise you about the charges in general or specifics, whatever you want.
Go ahead. Just tell me what they are. Last 10 years. 3
separate burglaries, dwellings, 3 separate grand thefts, and a possession of marijuana with intent to sell or deliver within 1,000 feet of a specified area. He's also had pickup orders issued 3 times, twice for failures to appear, once for violation of home detention.
Okay.
We'd also be asking, and if you already ordered it, I apologize, no victim contact, no possession of any firearms, weapons or ammunition.
Okay. What say you, defense?
Judge, I understand the nature of the allegations. However, in speaking to Mr. Guzman, he unfortunately lost his job. He was working for a roofing company in which he was getting paid about $100 per day, and now he's looking for work. He's 18 years old. He's been here his whole entire life. He lives in Margate with his grandmother. From what he advised me right now, his grandmother's not working, so there's really nobody that can afford to post his monetary bond. Having said that, Judge, we're going to be asking for a $1,000 bond on count 1, and because of the nature of the allegations, we won't object, even though the state hasn't requested it, level 2 pretrial release with a monitor. That is what the defense is asking for at this time, Judge.
Okay, no victim contact, direct or indirect, with AY, GPS level 2. Curfew 7 p.m. to 8 a.m. If he gets a job, that can be modified. He's got to show proof of employment. No possession of any firearms, ammunition, or weapons. And I don't want him near 1404 Northwest 67th Avenue, 62 Avenue in Margate. No, he lives a couple houses down, Miss Patrice, which is okay. He can live where he's living at the 1420. 1404 Northwest 62nd Ave. I'm sorry. This one says Eighth Ave. All right, so they live in different different streets. I'm sorry. The 1404 and the 1420 threw me off. So I don't want him near 1404 Northwest 62nd Ave, Margate, Florida. State, you want to do a Google map? Well, let Eric check the distance. Does your client rent or own or live with family at that address?
Judge, he lives with his grandmother. They do not own. Basically, the grandmother is unemployed. She's living with her boyfriend, and the boyfriend, I'm assuming, is paying the bills right now.
Okay, I get it.
What I'm showing is, it's around 500 feet, give or take, more or less. I'm not out there with a ruler or a measuring tape.
All right, maintain 250 feet minimum from the 1404 Northwest 62nd Avenue, Margate, Florida. And I want you to maintain 500 feet from the victim.
It's close.
That doesn't obviously include the home, Ms. Patrice. All right, then make it 250 feet minimum. Okay? Thank you. Good luck to you, sir. Oh, no possession of any firearms, ammunition, or weapons. I'm sorry, and $10,000 bond. GPS level 2. I set a curfew from 7 p.m. to 8 a.m. unless it's for a job. And that also includes, obviously, interviews for employment, okay? Thank you, sir. Good luck to you. Preston Wright, please.
He's here, President Maine.
All right, Mr. Wright, you have a military hold, apparently from the U.S. Navy, for military desertion. The court does find probable cause. I've reviewed the warrant. Or of a teletype, I should say. You're going to be held no bond, so they will be coming to pick you up, sir. Thank you. Good luck to you. Okay, Timothy Kylo.
He's approaching, Judge. He's here, Maine. Come on up, sir.
Would you say that you're representing him on this MO? All
Yeah,
right.
I think so, Judge.
I think so too.
You know,
All right.
it all looks like it's part of the
Just
same
wanted to make
arrest.
sure, but I did flag it.
Yeah.
All right, so Mr. Kylo, good morning, sir. You have petty theft, second degree, third subsequent offense, $750 bond. Count 2 is trespassing, occupied structure, or conveyance. No bond required. You also have a municipal ordinance violation. So, count 3 is for sleeping outside. Court does find probable cause. Court's going to order no return, sir, to the CVS located at 2 South Federal Highway, Deerfield Beach. Court has concern. It says the offender is a chronic offender of state statutes. Law enforcement has attempted to provide assistance to the offender on many occasions. The offender refuses all homeless assistance and continues to commit crimes against civilians and businesses in the area. So, anything, State?
Your Honor, the state would request that the bond be kept in place. He's got a number of arrests from the 2018 judge, including a petty theft, another petty theft, four petty thefts since June, Your Honor, as well as a trespass as well. He has another, and he has 10 arrests, a total of 10 arrests this year, Your Honor. 3 more trespasses added to what I've already stated to Your Honor.
Okay, what say your defense?
Judge, unfortunately, Mr. Kylo is homeless. He is financially indigent. He's 52 years old. There's no one that he advised me that can post his monetary bond, Judge. From what I know, he has contacts with the system. From what the state implied, more than a few. But there's something, they're similar nature, Judge, nonviolent. I asked the court to consider releasing him on standard pretrial release, Judge.
Your Honor, as you mentioned, he's been offered help, and he refuses it.
No return, sir, to CVS 2 South Federal Highway, Deerfield Beach. Standard pretrial supervision. You're going to report within 24 hours of your release. I want you to call in 2 times a week, report once a month in person. Normally, sir, I wouldn't require a bond, but in this case I am. You have 10 arrests this year alone. Also in the police report it says that you're a chronic offender and that you're refusing all homeless assistance. Court's also going to order no alcohol, intoxicants, random testing at his expense, and I'm going to keep the bond in place. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you. David Suozo. David Suozo, and after that is Mr.
He's approaching, Judge.
San Fiorenzo Ramirez. Okay, Mr. Suozo.
Judge,
yes?
He's here. He has private counsel. Mr. Roderick Vereen. Is he from Broward, Dade, or Palm Beach? Dade County. Robert Vereen. Do you know how do you spell his last name, sir? V-E-R-E-E-N. Robert Vereen, Esquire. Okay, perfect. They're going to try and touch you on right now. Okay? Hold on 1 second. She's going to talk to you.
Did you retain him already, sir?
Retain him? Yes, I already retained him.
Does he know you're arrested?
Yes, ma'am. I just came back from prison, that's why.
I've got a number for a Roderick Vereen, Your Honor.
Okay, what is it? 305?
305-903-0132.
It's Roderick, not Robert.
Roderick Darrell Vereen.
R-O-D-E-R-I-C-K.
Yes,
Spell the last name, V-E-R-E-E-N.
yes, Judge.
Thank you. Nine oh three oh 132. There it goes. Mr. Vereen, this is Judge Malika. You're on speakerphone. You're being recorded. I'm the magistrate judge in Broward County. I have a gentleman here by the name of David. I'll spell his last name, S-U-A-Z-O.
David Suazo.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Do you represent him? He's being charged with carjacking without a firearm or weapon and robbery. No weapon or firearm.
Yes, I will be filing another appearance. I was waiting for them actually. We were waiting to see what was going to happen with that case, but if they have now since filed charges against him, I will be representing him and we'll file my written grievance today.
All right. Do you want to appear for today? We have to determine probable cause. which there has been a information file or warrant to arrest filed. So,
Sure.
do you want to represent him? You can appear by phone, or we can reset this for 1 o'clock today, whichever your preference, or tomorrow.
Now it's fine.
Okay. All right, so Mr. Suazo, you are charged with, can you hear your attorney on the phone?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you're charged with carjacking without a firearm or weapon, and robbery, no firearm or weapon. We need to talk about bond. Court does find probable cause. What say you, Mr. Linder? Or, I'm sorry.
Your Honor, the state would be requesting a $50,000 bond on count 1 and a $20,000 bond on count 2.
Okay, what's his priors?
He is currently incarcerated.
Can you talk a little louder in the mic? So I want to make
I
sure
apologize,
the attorney
Judge.
can hear you.
Yes, Your Honor. He's currently incarcerated in Miami-Dade for a felony driving while licensed, state prison, for felony driving while license suspended, a sudden snatch, no weapon, and a felony battery, Your Honor. Okay.
All right, any special conditions such as no contact or anything?
Yes, Your Honor, we would request no contact with the victim, TU.
And what's TU? Is the initials?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, did you hear that, Mr. Vereen? They're asking for 50,000, 20,000, and the court's gonna order no victim contact. What say you?
Well, I was asking just the court to answer the standard bond. This is the alleged victim in this case is the sister of his present girlfriend. This is really a domestic situation. So I would ask the court to enter the standard bond. He is currently at serving, I believe, a 28-month sentence in the custody of the State Department of Corrections. So I believe the standard bond should be satisfactory.
Just give me a second.
All right, we have a no bond hold for magistrate, so what's the standard bond? Is there one?
There is no standard bond for these charges, Your Honor. And I would note, yes, the alleged victim is his sister, who he also allegedly punched in the face when she tried to get her keys back that he stole from her.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, this, I think, is in front of Judge Shear. I don't know if that's the division.
Or boyfriend, girlfriend. Yeah.
Let me see, FH is, all right, he's in front of Judge Tim Bailey, sir. He has a status for tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. in front of Judge Bailey, so you might want to make note of that, or it's Tim Bailey. There's two Bailey brother judges in criminal, so it's Tim.
That's the status on this case now?
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
I'll be present.
All right, so that's at 8:30 a.m. So the court does find probable cause, no victim contact, direct or indirect with RU. I am going to do a GPS level 2 on counts 1 and 2. I'll do a $25,000 bond on 1, $10,000 bond on 2 for a total of $35,000. You can make application with Judge Bailey if you want to get the bond lowered. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good luck.
Okay.
Ramirez, you're next.
San Forenzo Ramirez, and then we have Jacob Steinmetz, please. Okay, Mr. Ramirez, you have fraud, utter false instrument, $3,500 bond. Count 2 is grand theft, 5,000 or more, but less than 10,000. $1,000 bond, total bond is 4,500. It's actually criminal use of personal ID or info.
Yes.
I'm going to write that on here. Is that what it is, State?
I'm sorry, Your Honor?
Criminal use of personal ID info and not fraud, utter or false instrument?
Your Honor, the charge is fraud under a false instrument.
One moment, Judge. I'll check the information.
Well, I'm telling you what the KP says.
I know. I just want to confirm, Your Honor.
And it doesn't matter to me. I just want to make sure.
Of course. That's same here, Judge.
Sir, the court's going to order no contact to Sunny State Nursery and Landscaping.
Your
Yes?
Honor, it's criminal use of personal identification information.
Yeah, that's what I have.
In the second-degree felony,
So count 1, court's going to find probable cause for criminal use of personal ID or info.
I
Yes?
just want to let you know the identity theft alleged in this case was involved in an amount between $5,000 and $50,000.
Okay, 5 and
50.
Huh? Do I want what? Okay, so that's Sunny State Nursery and Landscaping. What say you, defense?
He's finished.
Judge, Mr. Ramirez is not going to be able to afford the $4,500 bond for counts 1 and 2. Basically, he was state sentenced. From what he advised me, his EOS date is today. But he's been in custody, so right now he hasn't been working. He has no money in the bank, no sort of property. Right now, he did say he has a contact that when he gets out, will be able to help him find a job in construction. So that's his main problem when he gets released. He's 47 years old, been here for 23 years in South Florida. Judge, right now, considering his financial indigency, we're going to be requesting Mr. Ramirez be released today on pretrial release.
What's your comments to a GPS open schedule?
Your Honor, the state would be requesting that the bond be $10,000 on count 1 and $5,000 on count 2. The defendant is currently incarcerated and is just finishing up in Dade County for a credit card forgery and unlawful use. In Broward County, I apologize, Judge, for a credit card forgery, unlawful use of false name and identity.
That was for 6/23/17, and this occurred in May 2017, and I'm not lessening it.
There's a lot more to his history, Your Honor, which will advise.
Because I'm looking at the Corrections Offender Network, it only has this one charge.
That's why we're gonna advise the court.
Okay, go ahead.
And Your Honor, in Virginia, in 2017, he had a failure to appear. Additionally, in Virginia, in 2017, the defendant had a petty theft and a felony forgery. In Dade County, Your Honor,
what year was that?
2017, Judge. In Dade County, Your Honor, the defendant in 2017 had uttering forged instrument, grand theft, possession of stolen driver's license, credit card forgery, as well as additionally in 2017 in Dade, the defendant had a possession of stolen driver's license. And in Orange County, Your Honor, the defendant in 2017 had uttering a forged instrument.
And Your Honor, the concern being all these offenses have the same type of MO.
$1,000 on 1, 1,000 on 2, no victim contact, direct or indirect, and GPS level 2. Bond has to be paid at $2,000. Thank you. Before he'll be fitted for a GPS. Jacob Steinmetz. And after him is Brian Williams.
Come on up, please.
Okay, Mr. Steinmetz, you have carjacking with a firearm or weapon. You have a no bond hold. You also have robbery with a firearm. Is this a direct file?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what say you state with regard to bond? Court does find probable cause.
Your Honor, the state would request that there be no bond set. This is a punishable by life offense. State requests no bond, finding proof evident or presumption great.
On what counts, 1 and 2 or 1?
On count 1 and 2, Your Honor.
Okay, what say you, defense?
We would be objecting to the court making a finding of proof evident presumption great at this time. That's the highest standard of proof that we have in the criminal justice system. And I would ask the court to set a bond for Mr. Steinmetz.
All right, any no victim contact?
Yes, Your Honor, we requesting.
Trying to find it on this.
It's on the very first page above the affidavit portion.
EDT, I see it. I'm just not used to reading them.
Sure.
All right, court's going to order no victim contact, direct or indirect, with the alleged victim with the initials EDT. Mr. Steinmetz, I've reviewed the probable cause affidavit filed in your case, and I find probable cause for the carjacking with the firearm or weapon and the robbery with the firearm. I further find the proof of guilt to be evident or the presumption great. Therefore, sir, you're going to be held without bond pending further order of the court. This order, sir, is without prejudice for you. To file a motion to set bond with your assigned division judge and request a hearing under State v. Arthur. No victim contact. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you. Rayanne Williams, and after that is Anthony Green. Rayanne Williams. Mr. Williams, you have burglary, unoccupied dwelling, unarmed. We need to talk about bond. You have petty theft, second degree, first offense. No bond required, and same for the third offense. No bond required, resisting an officer, obstructing without violence. You do have a no bond hold or community control violation before Judge Michael Usan tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. The court does find probable cause. The court's going to order no victim contact, direct or indirect, with the alleged victim with the initials JDO. And the court's also going to order no return, sir, to 6440 Northwest 24th Place in Sunrise, Florida. What say you, State?
Your Honor, the state would request bond on count 1 for $7,500.
Okay. What say you, defense?
Judge, unfortunately, Mr. Williams is homeless. I believe the alleged victim is his mom. I believe the circumstances to what happened is probably not spelled out in detail in the probable cause affidavit. My understanding is Mr. Williams' belongings are still at that household. Mr. Williams still receives mail there. He's 19 years old, been here his whole entire life. At this time, he's looking for work. He didn't graduate from high school, but what he has done is, Judge, I believe he's already reached out to Atlanta Technical, and he's trying to see what's the process in obtaining his GED. I do realize he has a no bond hold. Judge is going to have to see his division judge, but I believe this isn't something typical. So, Judge, I'd be asking for a $1,500 bond on count 1.
No victim contact, direct or indirect, with JDO. No return to 6440 Northwest 24th Place, Sunrise, Florida. GPS level 2. He's on probation for a felony battery. In addition, the police were called to this home. Reference to a domestic disturbance on 9/5/18. He vacated the residence and removed all his belongings. So GPS level 2. Court will do a $5,000 bond on count 1. No bond required on 2 and 3. And for the probation or the community control violation for the felony battery, no bond hold. We'll see Judge Usan tomorrow. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you.
Judge, concerning the court read off some of the facts, I believe the question, I guess the petty theft is involving a pillow, him allegedly taking a pillow. So I wanted that to also be clear.
Yeah, that's fine. There's no bond required on that, Mr. Romero, to be clear. Anthony Green, please. Anthony Green, step up. And after Mr. Green is Ricardo Jean Francois. Mr. Green, you have violation of probation for a felony. You have a no bond hold. You do have a capious misdemeanor for a petty theft between $100 and $300 for a $1,000 bond. You no-showed to a jury trial on June 18, 2018 in front of Judge Mindy Solomon. You are going to be held no bond on 1,000 on count 2. You'll see Judge Andrew Siegel tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. Monday, you'll see Judge Mindy Solomon at 9 a.m. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you. Next one is Ricardo Jean Francois.
Mr. Francois, come on up.
Mr. Francois, good morning, sir. You have possession of burglary tools with intent to use, $1,000 bond. Possession of MDMA, ecstasy, $1,000 bond. Possession of cannabis, 20 grams or less, $100 bond. Count 4 is drug paraphernalia, possess and or use, $100 bond. Count 5 is loitering or prowling, $25 bond. Court does find probable cause. Court's going to order no return to Walmart, and that includes, sir, the parking lot and sidewalks located at 555 West Atlantic Boulevard in Margate. If you go back there, sir, you're in the parking lot or the sidewalks. If there's a bus stop there, find another bus stop. No return to that Walmart. What say you, state? Anything?
Your Honor, the state would request a $5,000 bond on count 1. The defendant does have a number of open cases in Broward County, Your Honor. One case with multiple counts, Your Honor, an attempted burglary conveyance,
Okay.
as well as the possession of cannabis as well.
It's 3 counts of attempted burglary of a conveyance.
When?
2017 case.
2017 case, Judge.
He has pending?
Yes, ma'am.
What's the case number?
1701058CF10A.
And what's the bond? That's burglary of a conveyance?
Yes, Your Honor, I checked. It looks
3
like...
counts?
Yes, Your Honor. It looks like when he was originally arrested, he was arrested on 1 count of burglary of a conveyance and
What's his
possession of
bonds on
cannabis.
those?
The total bond at that time is $2,600. It looks like we may have added 2 counts of burglary conveyance.
Okay.
Well, not may, we did.
All right, so the court finds probable cause. What say you, defense?
Judge, my understanding is, on that case, he has a public defender's office. My understanding, he's been meeting with his public defender, contesting those allegations, been going to court numerous times, about a year now, Judge. Having said that, Judge, considering that that's open at this time, I'm not going to be asking for an ROR or just standard pretrial on this case. Standard bonds that are in place, I believe, are reasonable, Judge.
I just help.
Okay, count 1, court's gonna change the bond from 1,000 to 2,500. Count 2, the court will leave 1,000. 3, 4, and 5, the court will ROR him. So it's gonna be a total of $3,500 bond. Court's gonna take no action if the state attorney wants to do something. Case number 17-10858 CF10A. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you. Next one is James Horgan, please. Is he
I believe he
available?
is still a medical loan, Your Honor.
All right, let's find probable cause. Any objection to probable
Let
cause?
me just refresh my recollection from
Take
the other
your
day,
time.
Judge, real quick.
Shouldn't take you long with this PC.
No objection, Your Honor.
Okay, PC found in absentia. Defendant to be brought back to court. Alon Mac Gray, please.
North Broward.
What about Samuel Lee?
It's a
Where's
municipal
Mr.
ordinance.
I know, where's Mr. McLawrence? I haven't seen him. All right, let's reset him to 1 p.m. Maybe someone can call Mr. McLawrence. Thank you. Mr. Lee, we're gonna reset you to 1 o'clock. I'm sorry, we're waiting for your attorney, Mr. McLawrence, okay? Thank you. All right, Alan Gray, North Broward. Okay, Mr. Gray, good morning, sir. You have 2 add charges. Count 2 is burglary, unoccupied conveyance. Unarmed, it says change a charge to attempted burglary of a conveyance. We need to talk about bond. And count 6 is attempted burglary of a conveyance, unoccupied. So
I
it's,
thought I only had 2 of them. You said 3 of them.
it says add count 3 and change a charge count 2.
He had 1 added to his original 2.
Okay, you
Yeah,
had
okay.
1 added to your original 2, sir, okay?
All right, all right.
All right, court finds probable cause. What say you, state?
Your Honor,
Bye.
I'm going to be requesting $5,000 bonds on each of these.
Okay.
He's being held no bond on a violation of probation.
For what?
And that's for an attempted burglary conveyance where he was placed on 2 years probation October 30th of 2018. I would
Okay.
note this arrest was on November 11th. Your Honor,
When was that placed on probation?
October 30th of this year for 2 years. Judge, I would note on the change of charge, you originally set the bond at $7,500, so in light of the fact that it's now an attempt, I'm asking for the $5,000. The rest of his history, 2016, loitering and prowling. 2013, he had 2 separate cases of burglary conveyance, just over 28 and a half months state prison as a habitual offender. 2012, burglary of a conveyance and 3 counts of attempted burglary of a conveyance. He was sentenced concurrently just over 28 and a half months state prison, habitual offender. Another attempted burglary of a conveyance in 2012, he violated his probation, received the same prison sentence. 2011, burglary of a structure and theft, VOP, same prison sentence. 07, burglary of a dwelling, just over 32 months state prison. 08, aggravated fleeing and eluding, he received the same prison sentence concurrently.
Excuse me, Your Honor, what does my pride have to do with this?
The court can consider your prior record, Mr. Gray, in determining what an appropriate bond might be. It also affects what the possible sentence in your case could be.
I'm here on a VOP, so bond has no meaning.
There is some truth to that, but
You're not here on the violation of probation charge. You're just here to be magistrated to tell you what the change of charges are, okay? That's just what it is. Every time there's a change of charge, you come to magistrate court, like the first time. And we determine if there's probable cause, which it has been found previously because there's a capias. And it's just at this point, we determine the bond and any release conditions. That's all today is.
The capias is because I've been incarcerated. And it was the COC.
No. It's not saying you failed to appear. They just issue a new capias when there's a change of charge. That's all.
I was in jail though. So.
I understand.
Alright.
All right, what say you, Mr. Reedy?
Judge, I'd be asking for a $2,500 bond on each case. He's already being held no bond, as the state pointed out. He's not going to be able to make that bond anyway.
All right, $5,000 on 1, $2,500 on 2. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you.
Okay, thank you.
All right, good luck, Alan.
Thank you.